I have to do this. I have to try and raise it.
The bar isn't something that actually lowers, Mr. Cameron.
What have you been doing all these years?
Le who? The her.
Drinking. Yeah, a lot of drinking.
The bar has been lowered to depths we can't even fathom. If anyone can go down there and raise it back, it's me.
Are you still drinking?
No. I don't. That's behind me now. Why are you buying?
I'm an alcoholic.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Jesus, did I really set the bar that low?
Descending to 1,000 feet. I don't see the bar yet. Looks like it must have sunk pretty low.
Boy, that is... Talk about setting the bar low.
I'm gonna miss that intro.
Yeah, it's a sad day. It's a sad day.
I'm making a new one, so this loser might be an alcoholic. Yeah, might be. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Nix is already there. All right.
Remember, well, this is his like 10 o'clock in the morning. So
that's true. Yeah.
And of course, Jay's here. We just finished doing B-sides, and
okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So welcome to the Bikeriders. Usually we don't go this late. It's my 2 o'clock in the morning, but time's a bitch. And like I thought, you caught like an 11 p.m. showing, right?
It was 10:30, but yeah, it didn't really start till 11.
Yeah, I had 35 minutes of previews on mine. Mine was supposed to be 10.
Fuck.
10:15. Mine didn't start till like 10:45.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, like I told you, when I used to work at a theater at Regal, they had a standard. The standard was 15 minutes after the advertised showtime, the movie had to start. I think me and Jay rapped about this one night before Enzo cut us off. It's supposed to be if the movie is advertised for 10:30, it must start the opening scroll no later than 10:45. Like that was a set rule. That was like an industry rule.
Yeah.
And now it's just like they're playing all this stupid shit. How's my sound? Am I still okay?
I mean, it's a little bit louder, but it's fine because, like, oh yeah, in case anybody didn't know, you're on your phone because your computer died.
Yeah, it did. It died. It died hard.
I mean, most computers from the 80s don't last that long.
Easy. That actually was a newer computer. My older computer still worked. Unfortunately, I gave it to Jill because I'm stupid.
Well, yeah, but. I'll let you talk for a second because so I got like a package. Some asshole sent me a package. I'm expecting to see
package opening. Zoom in on yourself. Yeah. I want to see you open the package. We're gonna do a package opening on those are popular videos. Let's do that for blue collar losers. I want to see the package.
No,
come on.
I'm scared there's like a big black dildo in here or something.
I mean, I can't promise there's not. Come on, see what your fans sent you. Come on, zoom in on yourself.
Well, actually, my kid sent me this. Look at this, Dad. I want to hear your story.
Oh, that's one of those gay things from TikTok. So that's cool, though.
Yeah.
What is your story? Get drunk and go driving, and then get drunk again. Yeah. Cool. Come on, put yourself primary. Put yourself primary.
Oh, look, this is a questionnaire where it's basically you fill out the questions. So your kid asks you questions like, "Dad, when's your birthday? What's your childhood memories?" Shit like that. And I mean, to say coming from my kid, like it's pretty meant a lot, man.
Come on, take center stage, buddy. Take center stage.
Well, go ahead. Let's see. What was Jay saying? Everyone knows the 486 was the early 90s and 80s. I'm guessing your laptop. Well,
shut up, Jay.
Yeah, fucking phone went off. Goddamn Uber. Come online. Yeah, I got offered to send do a 4-hour trip. I was like, I'm not doing a 4-hour trip at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm good. But yeah, what is this?
Come on,
what's this gay shit right here?
Put yourself center stage. I can't see nothing on this phone.
Well, that doesn't help. Fucking so yeah. Here. All right.
There you go.
What's that?
That is you. That's you.
Dr. Pepper? That's so not me.
That is you. That literally is you with a clean shaven. That is you.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay. Seems kind of stupid, but not. What is this fucking? All right, this is supposed to English. Now, if they made this into a film or miniseries, it will be epic. God, it's what bullshit.
I know you don't have a lot of time to read, but I'm hoping you'll do toilet material. That's definitely one of the ones that yes.
Yeah.
Remember when you guys are watching that terrible Alkalite show? That's something that'll be a palate cleanser for you.
Why these pages sticking together for?
Easy, because it's a sexy story. That's why.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a crappy T-shirt on. Christ.
This is for this might be too big for you because you don't have any muscle. But this is when we do Daredevil and Wolverine. But I've noticed novelty T-shirts tend to shrink after you wash them.
It says believe in yourself. Yeah. Okay.
The receipt is in there in case you want to.
Don't worry. I'm not going to return it. But,
Good.
I'm impressed that Lord Tox was able to get a full-size Funko. Yeah. I'll zoom this for a second. We'll give a little quick why I unwrap this last thing. Give a quick backstory or a hype up to seeing the Bikeriders because as we talked about, this is in June. I saw one trailer back in January, and I'm seeing no marketing for this film whatsoever.
I don't think they're gonna market this film like I told you guys on Twitter X in our group chat with the other YouTubers in our group. I think because this doesn't follow any DEI thing, and I know we'll talk about that later. I don't think they're gonna advertise this thing, dude. I really don't.
Yeah, considering the cast, I mean, come on, you have Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, Michael Shannon, Norman Reedus, the director, and our buddy Gord King talked about this director here. Apparently, Michael Shannon has been in every single one of his films. Jeff Nichols right here.
Okay.
I guess Michael Shannon's starred in every one of his movies. I mean,
I didn't know that, but all right, it makes sense.
Oh, that's next. I mean, I've seen one trailer back in January. That's all I've seen zero advertisement for. If it wasn't for my Google app, I wouldn't have known this movie existed, except for
if not for TikTok, I wouldn't know anything about this movie either.
Yeah,
but yeah, a bunch of toxic white dudes.
Yeah, so it's basically like, is this gonna? Well, our anticipation was, I mean, you've watched Sons of Anarchy. I'm sure everybody watching us has. You know, it's like
I did think this would be like a Sons of Anarchy type movie, but I watched Snarky J's. Shout out to Snarky J on YouTube. Give her a like and a follow if you get a chance. She's pretty good. Plus, she's cute.
Sunglasses here. Okay,
that's it, buddy. You got to travel in style. Snarky J said if you're expecting Sons of Anarchy or a Sons of Anarchy knockoff, you're going to be sorely disappointed. So,
yeah. But I mean, said good old YouTube. Well, I noticed that if I kill the sound, it never seems to be like not as much of an issue. But so if I just show right here, and this is just but this film, I mean, it's a trailer, but also does start off the film with Austin.
It does
playing a character called Benny, and it's part of a MC called Vandals Chicago. But I guess we'll just get into it then because the trailer didn't say too much. It's basically a motorcycle gang. The head of the motorcycle gang is Tom Hardy, who's a character named Johnny. And Tom Hardy, we just watched Legend this week. Man, this guy can go fucking from accent to accent to accent. Tom Hardy is a beast.
He's got range for sure. Yeah. He's got range. He doesn't seem to have. And did you look at him in this? And because we did just do Legend earlier this week, did you look at him in this and then look at that and then realize that's an 8-year time jump in real life in IRL? And he looks exactly the fucking same.
I know it's like right here. This part is like obviously more grayer right there.
Yeah.
It's okay. Besides right here being gray and his chin. Yeah, the dude looks exactly the fucking same. Takes care of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what is the premise of the Bikeriders? This is
it's based on a true story, based on a book that a college author had done. He traveled with the bike club from almost its inception in 1965 for about 2 or 3 years while he was in college, and then came and did a follow-up so he could actually make the book of the same name about the Vandals. And I don't recall his name, but I know the actor that plays him in the movie is that little weirdo from Challengers.
Yeah, his name is Danny Lyon.
That's the real guy's name. What's the actor's?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at
I'm 99% sure he's one of the weirdos from Challengers.
Oh, and the book was published in 1968.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, basically, so the time frame is 1965 for about 1975, a good 10 years.
Yeah.
What the history of the Vandals MC are.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Chicago motorcycle club back when it wasn't even really a thing, you know. So think like the grandfather of these would have been like the dads of like the old timey guys in Sons of Anarchy. You know what I mean? Like back when just riding the motorcycle was the main thing, which is our main character, our main protagonist, Benny. That's really what he wants.
It's based on Atwell's MC. Yeah, well, this same. I mean, not for us, but same thing. Apparently, the funny part when I actually googled this, it's considered right there a 2023 movie, and it just came out today.
Yeah, it was supposed to have a release date of December of last year, I think, and then it got pushed back. I would assume because of the writer's strike.
Yeah,
it got pushed back because you weren't allowed to advertise nothing.
Yeah, I'll play,
so
I'll play this audio from Tom Hardy right here.
I can't run this club forever.
Right there. If I kill the sound, we should be okay. And that's
okay.
Apparently, I would read to all the actors. You know, they didn't use any stunt doubles. This was all the actors learning how to ride motorcycles. I mean, Norman Reedus probably did.
Yeah,
obviously.
And the old school style bikes too. The kind of bikes that like didn't have like barely no protection. You're just like ass over tea kettle with them things.
And Jay makes a good point. By 65, there were plenty of 1%er MCs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, but you guys would. Yeah. So I would say the first half hour, well, I mean, even Sons of Anarchy, I wouldn't consider a action show. This going into this film, as I expected, I would not call this film a action film by any means. It's more of a drama. I mean, there's a couple fights here and there, but you're not going to have like machine guns and rocket launchers.
Nah,
it's not an action movie. It's more like a drama and just see him.
Yeah, it's like a dramatic period piece. So.
Yeah. Now, who would you I mean, by the marketing, well, the one marketing trailer, you would assume that Austin Butler, who plays Benny, Tom Hardy, who is Johnny, those are main two characters. But I would say that the third character is the character called Kathy, who is
Jodie Comer,
who's Benny's wife. And I never heard of Jodie Comer. I guess she has a couple.
Really?
I mean, yeah, first I'm hearing about her.
I've been a big fan of hers for about 4 years now. I got into Killing Eve, which I know we don't want to invoke her name, but Phoebe Waller-Bridge actually wrote and directed and produced a good show in Killing Eve with this female assassin who can basically just like a La Femme Nikita turn into anybody that she wants to and can do almost any kind of accent and she's brilliant, but she's psychotic. And then this FBI profiler or CIA profiler, I think, I'm not sure, that's chasing her down. It's a great show. I watched 3 seasons of it. I was very impressed with it. I was very impressed with her when she popped up in Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. I thought she was great in that. She also did The Last Duel with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and I thought she was really good in that.
Apparently, next year she's going to be in 28 Years Later.
Oh, no shit. Okay. Oh, wow. So yeah, man, she's one of my favorites when she pops up in something. And I'll tell you what, man, living in the Midwest, she really nailed that Midwest Chicago suburban accent, especially. And
that she accent, I'm not sure if I can do it, but it has like that, Benny and the guys in the MC, they were always talking like this. And
yours drifts into New York a little bit with that. So
I can see some people because the rest of the cast only she has that accent, and it's not, I would say bad, but like I can see it almost.
I think the cockroach guy had the accent too. I think he had a really good Chicago.
Hers is thick. Well, like how you can do the Boston accent, her Chicago accent is just. Being MC and the way guys back then and Benny and the entire film.
Benny, I told him to stop raiding. Him to stop raiding there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine tends to drift into like South Dakota kind of, but yeah.
I mean, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, well, like Lord Toxic would say, Nick, before Indiana Jones, she was pretty much high regarded for, having a good TV series, and she's
I will never forgive her for being involved in Star Wars and Indiana Jones and basically dragging both of them down. I will never forgive her for that. But listen, Killing Eve and Fleabag are great shows. I mean, she's good. See, she's the prime example of like someone can be talented, but stay in your your fucking lane, man. Stay in your lane. You don't see Martin Scorsese directing freaking Highlander movies. You know what I mean? Like that's not. You don't see Steven Spielberg doing Goodfellas. Like it's not. You got to stay in your lane.
We should have like you be Canadian, I'll try to do Philly, and we'll even at Chicago.
No matter what accent Blue tries to do, it turns into New York. No matter what, he talks normal most of the time, but when he tries to do something else, it becomes a New York accent. So
speaking of accents, but Tom Hardy and Michael Shannon do very good accents.
Yes.
They are very good at just shifting. Like, oh my god. But
yes.
So yeah, I mean, so the main three protagonists are Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, and Tom Hardy. And basically the first hour of the film is just the buildup of the Vandals MC, and we are seeing also hearing narration, because in some ways the entire story is through Jodie Comer, Kathy's point of view. And also, like you said, there's a reporter and he has like microphones and she's taking notes and she's constantly giving like flashbacks and like, this happened 5 years ago, this was going on, this is Benny. So the first hour is just a big setup of who this MC, who these characters are, and what they're all about.
Yeah.
He goes, anything else? I mean, that's the first hour. I mean, it's not like there's nothing action packed, nothing really going on. You're just getting to know who Benny is when he first meets Kathy, who Johnny is, how Johnny first started and formed this MC, because like any biker gang, they weren't all bikers, they were all friends. They started with 2 friends, then 3 friends, and you have 5 friends, and they start all eventually growing. But the first hour is just getting to know these people, and you know this guy pretty well from Justified, but Boyd Holbrook plays a pretty good, pretty funny mechanic.
Yeah, Boyd Holbrook's really good in this. He really got to shine a lot in this. I like him. I like him in a lot of stuff. He doesn't often get an opportunity to kind of show off what he can do, and I think he really did in this. He plays kind of this whimsical, haphazardly, guy that like nomads and kind of floats around. A lot of these guys that were in the clubs, they had, like I said, again, it's not like Sons of Anarchy. They weren't running guns and running drugs back in the day. They had Joe jobs. They were like us. And instead of YouTube on the side, they were doing motorcycle club shit on the side.
They were all blue collar workers.
Blue collar workers, yeah, exactly.
Is that a fair assessment? Like Jason, so the first hour is just her telling her the story via flashbacks and narration. I would say
pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. It's her accent is a little grating at first, but then you kind of get used to it.
That's it. The first half hour, it was kind of like almost annoying me, but like you said, I started getting into it after like the first hour. But because it feels like hers is so fucking thick compared to everybody else's, it's like you can't not hear it. Well,
I think if it was done with people who were at her level, I think we would have had a bunch of it. But it just was. It was a situation where, what does that say? What is he asking?
Jay, no, that's what the question Jay asked, and then Oldest said about bikers aging me out. Then Darth Plato's like, not much biker myself, and then Jay's like, Boyd is one of the very few interesting actors in The Sandman, which I still haven't watched yet. But
I mean, I don't even know what that is.
Remember the one on Netflix, that was based on the graphic novel adaptation?
I haven't seen it. I'll look it up. I'll take a look. I do like Boyd Holbrook. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, I think Logan, Predator.
Yeah. No, I know. And he was, whatever else that piece of shit Justified reboot was, Boyd Holbrook was great in it. And he's good in this. Like, I think pretty much everybody's good in this. They give the side characters a lot to do. It's, the movie goes on, she tells her story. It's all kind of told like, it's told in kind of flashbacks, a little bit out of order, but not too much. We get to see that, Johnny creates this thing and he becomes this kind of, biker leader, but it kind of gets away from him. And you see, Austin Butler's character, Benny, he's just a wild guy that just wants to ride. He just wants to live the life. And, he's loyal to his friends. They have a scene where a couple other biker groups get into it with him and they think they're gonna, rumble, but Johnny's getting it under control, and Austin Butler pulls a Lord Toxic and just runs into it and just starts beating the shit out of people.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where, almost most of the first half of the movie is very whimsical. It's like free, but like any kind of crime movie of any kind, you have the good part, and then things start to deteriorate as they do. We bring in like this little Hispanic kid character from the streets of Chicago, and he wants to be part of the life, and you just know that he's gonna become a problem.
Anybody, if this is like if the trailer here, this is her accent the entire film.
From the beginning.
Yes, please.
They didn't show much of it, sorry, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like this, the kid. Yeah, that's like any kind of biker gang or any kind of gang, no matter what it is. Yeah, after like I said, once you start getting kind of popular, the issue you run into is that okay, now you're starting to become more popular, and then more people are hearing about you. At some point, the cops are kind of scared of you, and local firefighters and law enforcement. But the issue becomes what it's different when you have a biker gang of 5 guys versus now 50 guys versus now you're crossing state lines. And I would say after the first hour, Norman Reedus, everyone knows Daryl from Walking Dead. He is in the film, and he's the first I'd say MC from a different state because he's stopping in
Nomad.
So he's from California, and of course Norman Reedus, the makeup job, we know him, but makeup job is excellent. He looks like a fucking hobo. His teeth are all brown and shit. His hair is all fucked up, and he's like, hey, people have been hearing about this, the Vandals, and you're starting to kind of like gain some notoriety, and more people are hearing about you. And as the film is progressing, you're starting to see more and more chapters, more people wanting to the gang. That's becoming a fucking problem.
Yeah. As it starts to grow out of his control, Johnny starts to see that, he doesn't really have what it takes to keep the leadership, and he tries to pass the mantle off to Benny, Austin Butler, and Benny don't want it. Benny gets hurt really bad in a fight, which is what bookmarks, like the beginning of the movie. And we flash back to it later, and there's some serious repercussions to it. He loses his number 2 guy, what's that New Zealand or Australian actor's name that's that Lance met?
This is Damon Harriman.
Damon Harriman, he's great in it. His Chicago accent was on point. He's basically the number 2 guy, but he's more of like a bookmaker. I think he's an electrician. He's another blue collar guy. He tragically passes away in an accident. And it kind of changes the landscape of stuff. Tom Hardy tries to pass off the reins to Austin Butler, and Austin Butler don't want it. He sees what the club is becoming, and he's kind of in a way. I mean, I hate to keep comparing it to Sons of Anarchy, but he's kind of the Jax Teller character in the early years. He just wants to wants to ride and drink beer with his friends and hang out and stuff like that. Like he doesn't want to get into crime, and he doesn't want to be a leader, and it kind of puts a wedge between them, a wedge that Jodie Comer's character, Kathy, who is Benny's, I guess, wife, even she can't, it's kind of a story of her and Tom Hardy kind of fighting over Austin Butler. It's like Austin Butler's the prize, and the two of them are fighting over him for whatever reason. There's a little homoerotic. This is like the 3rd movie I've seen with Austin Butler where like the other male character is like more in love with him than the female character. So it's just girls were giggling in the audience when Tom Hardy was like whispering in his ear. There were girls like I could hear the giggles, like they thought they were going to kiss or something. Shit, I thought they were going to kiss for a fucking minute there.
Well, these are manly men back in the 60s. They got wives, they have families. Come on.
Yeah, well, but yeah, I'm not going to spoil the movie for anyone to watch it, but suffice it to say, the fairy tale ends and it goes bad, and it goes bad for quite a few of the people. It's not Casino or Goodfellas bad, where a bunch of people are on meat hooks or killed or their brains smashed out, but it doesn't end well. So
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's like it doesn't. I wouldn't say it doesn't have a very complex plot. I mean, and also we won't spoil it, but these are based on real life events. And it's not.
Yeah,
people can look up the information, but yeah, I mean, that's basically hour 1 is the build up, and then I'd say hour 1 because it's a 2-hour film. Hour 1 to hour 2 is just now how much these guys have grown, and now they're kind of like deconstructing, and now, like, as you said. Johnny wants to pass it on to Benny. He doesn't want it, and now this whole new blood, because they're going to a different era. They start off 1965. Now we're in the 70s. At one point, they started getting some Vietnam vets, and these guys, are doing shots. They're at bars, they're drinking. Now we get into like, hey, now it's the 70s. A lot of marijuana, a lot of maybe heroin, even. Yeah. And the old school bikers aren't in, like you said, they're just at their core. When they first started this MC, they were just kind of friends. They were just, having a good time. They weren't, like you said about Sons of Anarchy, the older gangs, the OGs weren't doing stuff like, gun running. They weren't doing drugs. These newer kids now in the 70s, they want to start changing what this MC is into now a more like organized crime. That's not why Johnny started this for. And that's the basic plot of hour 1 to hour 2. Is just, can Johnny maintain being the leader of this massive now bike gang, which is now multiplying across multiple states, because they were just Chicago. Now we're getting Chicago. Now we're getting California. Now we're getting other.
Yeah.
We're getting what they call them, subchapters.
Chapters, yeah, other chapters from other states.
Yeah, honestly, that's basically what happens, Jay. It's like 100% because they become so fucking big that at this point it's just like, imagine having, you're the top guy, Johnny. You're the top guy of like, it's one thing being top guy of 5 guys. Now you've got like 5,000 fucking bikers all looking up to one dude. Now it's becoming a problem.
Yeah.
So either they're doing some historical revision, or the Vandals are supposed to be a normal MC, then transition to 1%. What would you say about that, Wes?
I mean, my understanding of 1%er is coming from an old news media thing that said 99% of motorcycle clubs are just guys on bikes doing whatever, and then there's the 1% that are actual criminals. But then I watched Sons of Anarchy, and 1%er mean that you actually killed somebody. So I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in the biker mentality. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know much about it. My dad rode a motorcycle, but he wasn't in a club or nothing. I don't think they'd have him. I never got into that life. So, I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of it. I really, honestly, maybe Easy Rider and Sons of Anarchy are the totality of my biker experience with anything. It just, I don't know that much about it to make an informed opinion one way or the other.
Yes, I mean, I'm looking up right now what the whole so MC in Milwaukee was different locations. And that becomes the problem is that these guys were in Chicago, and when you start expanding and getting more of these sub biker sets or whatever, and having these new influx and new kids now, like the first one, they call him the kid. He's like 20 years old. He goes, "Hey, we want to join the club." And first, of course, Johnny's like, "Man, get out of here. You guys are 20 years old." Nah, fuck that. We want to join. And when you start getting this whole new influx of now 20-year-olds and 22-year-olds, these guys are looking out at 40s and 50s. All their values are changing now because this younger generation wants to start becoming part of organized crime. Initially, the first hour, these guys would do some stupid shit, but they weren't like, from what I gathered, they weren't doing shit like they weren't robbing banks or fucking running heroin shit like that. They're just
they all had day jobs basically.
Yeah. So it was actually the bikers that chose 1%. The Motorcycle Club of America said 99% of motorcyclists are law abiding. The Outlaws probably said they were 1%. Yeah, I would say initially they weren't the 1%, and that's hour 1 to hour 2 is the whole biker gang becoming the 1%, which is based on what I'm seeing in the movie, not what Johnny wanted.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunately, I mean, usually we do like our reviews do, but like to anybody watching, it's not really much more to talk about in terms of the plot. I mean, it's
not without giving away the ending, which I kind of don't want to do.
I mean, we always go into spoilers at the end, but like I figured, as we always do, just do a rating system, yay or nay. And I wouldn't mind talking spoilers for the past 10 minutes because I'm sure people like Jay know the ending. But we'd say anybody, if you want to see the spoilers, head out. But I mean, plot wise, not much more. So some characters do get some good screen time. Michael Shannon's in it a couple spots. Norman Reedus has a couple lines, but the bulk of the film is these 3 characters. And that's it, really. There's not much more we can talk about. Sorry.
Any major complaints on it that you have with the movie?
I guess we'll go into our rating system then. I mean, okay, we're half.
You want to do it like that? Okay. All right, go ahead.
We're half hour in. I mean, we can't really talk much more.
No.
So, how close to true biking culture is the movie? I mean, I'm assuming Jay, he knows more stuff than me and Wes.
I don't, Nix, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know much about biker culture, so I don't want to make an informed opinion. I mean, you asked me something that I know about. Yeah. You asked me something about overseas, Iraq, prison, guns, stuff like that. I can talk all day long, but you asked me stuff about biker culture. I don't know anything about it. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that's what, like you said, the character Funny Sonny. That's what Norm Reedus. He's the nomad. He just kind of just pops around. I guess he's not part of like the Vandals.
Yeah, and the only reason I know that is from Sons of Anarchy. So
Yeah. All right. So just go right there, buddy.
you want to go? You want me to go, or you want to go first?
I'll go. Then you go. Did I like the film? I would say I did enjoy the film, Wes, but it's one of the films where I think it's a good film. I wouldn't say it's a great film, and I can't measure the historical accuracy. I think the biggest problem for me was like I did feel like there were some pacing issues, especially the first hour. I don't mind knowing the characters, but it kind of felt like almost like we're spending too much time like just getting information we don't need. But I did enjoy it. I was never bored, but I do wonder if the film at 2 hours long, maybe they could have shaved off 20 minutes, 15 minutes possible. And it's not a bad movie, but it's not something like I would rush out and see it. I don't think it's a great film, but I had a good time watching it, and I would be interested now to looking up the historical accuracies of this movie. But I did enjoy it, but it's not like, it's not the greatest film of the year by any means. So that's all I can really say about it.
Okay. Did I like it? I did like it. I liked it for very different reasons. I liked it because it was kind of a throwback to like 70s culture movies. It had a lot of, they did a lot with a lot less. There wasn't, even though the framing device of the movie is Jodie Comer telling the story, they don't do too much exposition dumps. And I always like that. It's one of those things where I would say, definitely I'm glad I heard other reviews of it, so I knew what it was walking in. Because like I said, from the trailer, I did kind of think I was getting a 60s version of Sons of Anarchy, and that couldn't be the farthest from the truth. I think it's beautifully shot. I live in the Midwest. I've driven down those roads, not on a motorcycle, obviously, in a car. All those places they were, I have been on those interstates and seen those cornfields and things like that. It's beautifully shot. I liked the soundtrack. I liked the aesthetic. I never for 1 second thought I was anywhere except for the mid to late 60s and the early 70s. I always thought that's exactly where I was. So yeah, for the most part, I will say I did like it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing what Jane's saying. So the conceit for telling a story to a journalist makes sense and avoids unnecessary bullshit exposition dump. Yeah. So would I recommend it? Now, I mean, again, this is based off a book. How true the book is, I have no idea. How accurate to the book this is, no clue. But I damn sure would recommend the film, but I would say I wouldn't rush out and see it. And hey, I will, as always, promote Regal. Regal does have this for the summer. Any film before 1 p.m., it's like $7 for a movie.
Nice.
I often say that, I like matinee movies. I do. Some films are great for a matinee. Blowing $20 in this film, I may hold off on that, but I do think it's a movie worth watching. But to somebody who may know the source material, someone like Jay or anybody who knows about biker culture and the real story of these characters, these vandals, I don't know how historically accurate it is, but just going in with a blind eye, I would recommend it. But just know what you're getting into. But it's a decent matinee film. I wasn't bored, but I don't see myself watching it again anytime soon. It's just not one of those really rewatchable films. And like you said, people may see Biker, they may think Sons of Anarchy. This is not a Sons of Anarchy movie.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna basically co-sign to what you just said. It's definitely a matinee afternoon flick. Like if it was on, I probably wouldn't shut it off. I would definitely recommend seeing it. I'm gonna recommend it for different reasons, though. I'm gonna recommend it because there's no DEI, there's no wokeness, there's no forced characters. It's, it takes place in the time that it takes place in with the people that would be in that film and in that era. So I enjoy it for that. I like Austin Butler. I think he's got great screen presence. Tom Hardy's always great, and I love Jodie Comer. So for those reasons, yes, I would definitely recommend it. I do think it has some pacing issues. And there's stuff like, characters that I really enjoy watching, like Norman Reedus's character and Michael Shannon's character. They just drop off the fucking map in the third act. They're just gone. Yeah. Even Boyd Holbrook. And then it's supposed to be tied up. I feel like there's a bunch of missing things. Like you said, pacing issues. Yeah, man, you're right. There is some serious pacing issues with this. Now, some of it is a very stringent dialogue. Like there's lots of stuff that's done with just eye movement and like little grunts and someone smoking or drinking and they're kind of nodding along with like, okay, this is what we're gonna. So there's not a lot. It's not a dialogue heavy movie. I guess Jodie Comer probably has 3 times the dialogue of anybody else in the film. But I definitely think it does beyond that. It has pacing issues, and I think again, would I recommend it? If you're looking for Sons of Anarchy in the 60s, I don't recommend it to you. Don't. No. You're going to be so unhappy. You're going to be mad. But if you can appreciate a good period piece that doesn't have any DEI bullshit, I think that you'll have a good time. It's a good Saturday matinee film.
I do want to say I have to knock off points because unfortunately it is, back in 1960s, the director's white, the entire cast is white people, unfortunately nobody's non-binary or,
Oh no.
And it's an R-rated film. There's no male on male sex scenes.
No.
I can't think of any reason why this is not being promoted during June.
Weird.
Sammy, unfortunately, I know guys like you who love the KOK
representation. Sorry, Sammy. Maybe next time.
The entire cast is white. It's terrible, man.
It's very toxic. It's very toxic.
So Jay's saying the era where the small clubs had to face the consolidation pressures from the big clubs. Consolidation. It's 2 a.m. But they handled it well. Yeah. No, you said it's a definitely interesting. It is a period piece, 100%. Speak right now, but
third question.
Cries and gay. I know. How dare they? I know that's what sucks. Next to me in the 60s, a biker gang didn't have any African American or Chinese or any kind of Latino members.
Crazy.
In the 60s. Who would have fucking thought?
Who would have thought?
Who cares about historical accuracy, right?
Right.
Should you spend your money? And like I said, I would, besides having the Regal app, I would say that matinees are great, and I'm not sure where your area is at, but say Regal has the $7 movies all summer long. It's a good Tuesday or weekend catch a matinee, and I think it's a good matinee film. If you saw it as a matinee movie, I think that's a good price for it. And most people, money sucks, and we are in a shitty economy. Thanks, bud. But if you did wait for streaming, I can understand that. But if you want to go out, have a good time, get some popcorn, watch a good matinee movie, I would not spend full price. That's all.
Okay. I would like to say I want you to spend your money because I would like more movies like this to get made, but I cannot in good conscience recommend that. And I know that word of mouth is going to get around about this film, and it's gonna flop, and they're going to be less likely to make things like this anymore. And that's really a shame. But I'm sorry, I can't. If you got a Regal app, sure, but for the most part, I can't in good conscience. This is one that, obviously I took one for the team. We're going to do it because you and I have been, we like to get at least 2 a month in the Low Bar Movie Review. Yeah. I don't personally regret it. I didn't spend a bunch of money. All I did was buy the ticket. So, it was the end of the night. I myself love being in the theater. I love the movie theater experience, but no, I can't recommend you to spend your money on this. I would wait for streaming. I don't think it loses anything by being on streaming, and it might actually be like a better experience for you to watch it at home. It would be a good date night movie. Jodie Comer is a delight, but I can't in good conscience say go out to the theater and spend $40-$50. I can't do that. I can't say it. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. And like Jay was saying, there were actually some integrated MCs, but they were small and they weren't many of them. Plenty of all black and all white MCs though, which you're probably right. But just, this is based on, I guess, these Vandal characters.
Yeah, we got it, Jay. We all know you're a freaking racist out there in Topeka. We know, Jay. Jay, we know. You don't have to sell us on it, buddy.
I'm sure there probably were black bikers back then. Just it wasn't that this isn't their story. But so the budget's $40 million. Rule 2 is it'd have to make at least 80 to fucking break even, 80 to 100. So
it might, it is one of those things that's like an alternative selection. They don't have anything really coming hard until until Daredevil and not Daredevil. I'm sorry, until Deadpool and Wolverine, right? I mean, isn't that the next big thing?
It's maybe the Horizon film with Kevin Costner.
Oh, good point. I did see a lot of good trailers. I know I bitch about the trailers, about the whole 15-minute thing after the advert, and I am annoyed, but I was going to be up late tonight regardless. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's always fun doing this with you. So I don't really care. I don't have to work tomorrow, so it's fine for me. But I mean, I will say this, I saw some really good trailer. In fact, I think every trailer I saw looked really good.
I know people always don't use assessments, but like I just pulled Rotten Tomatoes. Do you think this is fair? 82% critic and 78% audience. Is that a fair assessment to you?
Yeah, I think Tom Hardy and Jodie Comer's performances, and then Austin Butler's dreaminess swings a lot of dick. And I think that's definitely something, like I said, 90% of my audience was teenage girls watching this, obviously for Austin Butler, and then the other ones was just old guys like me in there. Yeah. So wanting to watch a period piece. Nothing
about me. I wouldn't say this is what I would call a bad film. It's not a bad film to me. It's just it's heaters on average. It's okay. It's not. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Right, before we get into spoilers, we will do spoilers. So we have a rating system. Bottom shelf, the shit. Well, what's bottom shelf? You were a bartender or are a bartender.
Bottom shelf is like the knockoff wannabe liquor, like Gary. It would be like Gary's vodka or like Dimitri's bargain. But it's rot gut. It's the stuff that basically homeless people like will that you can put a 50-cent shot on the table. That's what bottom shelf is.
Oh, so stuff like this right here. Well, hold on. Rocket alcohol like that.
yeah, right, like that.
So we have that, and what is middle shelf alcohol?
The medium shelf's going to be your Crown, your unflavored Crown Royal. It's going to be your whiskey, Jim Beam. It's going to be your Kahlua, your Fireball. All that's like that's middle shelf.
Good old Sammy. He said Jay was 700 years old when this movie was written.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, and top shelf, buddy. What's top shelf?
I mean, top shelf's that's your Knob Creek. That's your Cristal. That's your the shit that's that rappers drink.
Shit
so
that I can't afford.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. There you go. The top shelf, man. Some $10,000 for a bottle of Louis 13. God damn, bro. Some crazy shit, Grim Reaper alcohol. Oh boy.
Not round here, partner. Not round here.
All right. I'll go first. It's hard for me. It's definitely middle shelf. It's between middle and bottom. But yeah, I mean, I'd say middle shelf, just teetering on middle for me. If I rate it, it's not.
Okay.
I hate it. Wasn't bored. Some issues aside, I'd say whatever. 6 out of 10 is a decent rating, but I'll go middle shelf, and that's all I can say about it. It's not a bad film, just not a great film. Could have been a lot better, but I do want to watch some documentaries now on YouTube about the real history and how accurate this was.
Yeah, that might be cool. Hell, we might need to do a show just on these trailers we saw. Like put like 5 or 6 trailers together and just or maybe Enzo will do that on Dorkside on Sunday.
Is Pabst Blue Ribbon top shelf?
No.
No. I drink whiskey all the time, Jack.
No, sir. It is not.
I'm not really good alcoholic. I just drink whatever's in front of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'm gonna go middle. I'm gonna go middle shelf, but only because of Jodie Comer's, fantastic performance. And just looking at, I was Googling over her the way all the teenage girls were Googling over Austin Butler. Austin Butler had some presence, but I mean, what he basically did through the whole movie was smoke and look, and look moody and ride his motorcycle. He really didn't, that scene where, he's just basically stalking Jodie Comer. That only works if you're Austin Butler. You know what I mean? Like he's hanging outside her house all night long and just waits her out. And, he just keeps her in a state of I mean, it's a good textbook thing of how to, oh, I'm gonna change him. Oh, I love him so much. And the dude didn't have a job through the whole fucking movie, and it's just like she's just taking care of him because he's hot. So I mean, but it's only, and Tom Hardy's always great, so it's not really a big stretch to say that Tom Hardy's great. But I will say that it's definitely like if you put it on, you're like, hey, you want to watch Bikeriders? You know me. What is my number one thing how I judge movies and TV shows?
I'd say like rewatchability.
Rewatchability. I would not watch this again. So
yeah, I mean, it's like honestly, I mean, I may watch again with some friends who haven't seen it before, but it's not a film I'm looking.
Yeah,
I'm not in a rush to watch the second time.
Yeah, just because it's not woke doesn't mean it's great. There's still lots of great stuff. There's lots of great stuff coming. So it's definitely mid, and it's just barely mid. It's like rot gut that got a little bit of like flavoring in it is basically what I can say.
Yeah.
So make of that what you will.
Okay, well, we did our system, and I'll put this right here for everybody to see it. So right there, because I mean, I do want to talk about the ending, but hey, you guys will give you a couple seconds if you care. But I'm definitely because there is an ending. So certain characters may make it, they may not.
Going
make it,
once, going twice.
I keep flashing that right here.
We are warning you. Leave now if you don't want spoilers to this movie.
Cares, but it makes us look professional. Like
I hear you. Then we don't have anybody crying saying we spoiled the movie.
Yeah. But
are you still here? Are you still with us? If you're still with us, go for it, Chris.
I will say I wasn't. Part of me was kind of pissed off, but kind of annoyed because when the kid challenges Tom Hardy, who is Johnny, he challenges Johnny to the leadership of the MC, and this was a callback to early in the film. This big fat guy was challenging Johnny to leadership. And the first thing he says is knives or fists. He's like, well, I don't want to kill you, and Johnny wins the fight, cracks his fucking finger open, and he wins.
Yeah.
Okay. This happens again. This kid's 20 years old. The kid that he previously punched in the stomach and kicked him the fuck out, he joined through a subchapter, and now he challenges him again. So, of course, he goes, what do you want, kid, knives or fists? I want knives. They show up. They have a big fucking get ready for a brawl one-on-one. He's got the fucking brass knuckles and a knife. The fucking dude shoots him and kills him. And I'm like,
yeah.
Now, I'm guessing that's accurate to history, but it just made me angry. I'm not sure it was a fucking fault of the film because – what pissed me off is, okay, so if Johnny is the leader of this whole biker gang, right? There's rules.
Yeah.
I mean, at least by what I've gathered from bikers, there's rules and there's a system going. And you show up to a fair fight between two guys, and this little piece of shit just killed the fucking leader of the gang. He shot him, and everyone just sits there and watches.
Like, everybody just takes it. Yeah. Where were all his friends? Like where what was the point of the friendship and the loyalty if at the end of the film, hey, fists or knives, let's go knives. Okay. Hey, I brought a gun. Boom, you're dead. Like, dude, what? Like what? And also from a kid who, I mean, you feel bad for him. He sees from an abused home. You see him going through some stuff and he's looking at he's looking at Johnny. He wants what he's got. It's understandable. He wants to be in the life. Totally understandable. The problem is, he gives him a chance and says, I'll take you in. You got to leave your friends behind. And the kid's willing to do it. And that's what sets Johnny off. He's like, why would I want somebody who doesn't want to bring his friends along? Okay, good. That's a good life lesson. I get it. But then later, where was Johnny's friends when he gets shot in the chest by this little piece of shit? Yeah. He gave everything, like he says in an earlier scene, this thing, you give everything you have to a thing, and the thing starts to grow out of your control, and it's going to do what it's going to do, whether you like it or not. And then, that really pissed me off, man. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm sitting there thinking maybe the Austin Butler's going to go on a revenge mission but no, he just cries on the front steps and then never rides a bike again. And like you say, yeah, I'm sure it probably is historically accurate, but man, that's pathetic, dude. That's pathetic. I mean,
like I'm sure because Jay's been in chat talking about that, and I will read up on the historical accuracies. I'm just because it just angered me as just an audience goer because I'm like, yeah, if you watch if you and me were in a fucking gang, or just anybody I know, if we're all part of a group.
Yeah, fuck a gang. Yeah, fuck a gang. If Enzo went to a bar and got in a fight, and the dude was like, "Let's fight it out," and then he shot him, I would be on my way to Texas the next day, and I would bury that guy, and I might make him watch some of his family members die before I do it. And we're not in a gang; we're just YouTube fucking friends. So I mean, this is like, these are supposed to be badass 1%er MCs, and they let their leader get killed in a with a dirty move, and and then they're gonna follow him. Like, dude, what is that? That's like the gayest shit I've ever heard of, man. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely anticlimactic, and that's really why it was almost rock gut bottom shelf bullshit.
So yeah, so it sounds like it's about changing the culture of the MCs, where the Brothers in Arms idea went away with the criminality, turned everyone mercenary, like the mafia after Omerta got up and left, and that was a problem. And once this kid there, the kid, once he kills Tom Hardy, Johnny, he takes over, and now they start getting into, like, because we're getting some more dialogue with Kathy, and as the guy's writing the book, and she was, once Johnny's dead, now they start getting to, like, now they're fucking running guns, now they're running drugs, now they're killing other bike members. So basically the last 15 minutes is just a montage of these new blood of bikers just going on like a Sons of Anarchy type, like, montage now, which is not what Johnny wanted.
No. So it's I'm like, what was the point of all this? It was
Benny, because Benny, at one point, he was upset with Kathy, and even like you said, Johnny, and he didn't want the leadership, so he took off. But once he found out that Johnny got killed, he comes back, and the first thing I'm thinking, I was expecting Benny to grab a fucking couple machine guns and just go to town. I'm like, it's like, Johnny was almost like your older brother, and like there was a love there, but like it was a brotherly love. We can joke about the homoerotic stuff, but Johnny did look at Benny like a younger brother. He cared about him, and this fucking dude just pulled out a gun in a knife fight, and you're not going to retaliate.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about this. Like, it really soured me on the movie. That's why I said I won't watch it again. It's just, and again, I'll have to research it and find out if that's accurate or not. But I don't know, man. It's really pointless and stupid, and I don't dig it. It makes you wonder, like, this guy had 2 kids and a wife and a job. Like, he came out there in a fair fight. He was the leader. He could have done it. He could have done a million different things. He could have had a sniper, waiting on this kid or something like that. He had Vietnam vets and stuff, like, and this kid just walks up and shoots him in the chest, like, and then nobody does nothing for him. Except for Austin Butler crying on Kathy's porch, because she's alpha widowed and she just takes him back. It's like, oh, I know you've been gone for a few years, and but I'm just going to take you back. You're obviously the hottest I'm going to get. It's just like, I don't know what to think about that. Again, that's why I won't watch it again. It's just, I was like, this is just annoying.
Yeah, so I'm reading stuff to Google, like to what Jason earlier. I mean, this is a fictional story, but it's based on the Outlaws MC, the actual, and they were founded in Illinois. So the story is fictional, but this is basically how he made a fictionalized version of real life events. So some stuff does happen, but these parts were fictional. And some people are saying online, just reading up real quick, that I guess it symbolizes that, Johnny dying is like the Vandals basically coming to an end. And that's why Benny moves on and moves to Florida with Kathy and just has like a good life. But even that ending too, it's like she looks over him and he's smiling. He's just drinking a beer and talking. I'm thinking, yeah, I guess maybe some guys can move on from their life. Maybe that's the point of it all. But I've just seen too many fucking TV shows and movies that not understand why Benny didn't go fucking ballistic and just get goddamn revenge. But
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's something worth talking about. Yeah, so that was the end. That's why I said, it was hard for me too. I wanted to love it more, even if the fucking kid did kill Johnny one-on-one fair and square, it would have sucked. But at least I would have accepted that because he's older. Maybe the kid is younger and faster and just a better fighter. Okay, I can go with that.
Yeah, but just to pull out a gun and shoot him in the chest was stupid, man. It was stupid.
Yeah.
So that's why it got such a low rating from me, man.
Definitely. And then that's all we can say. I'm not sure what we're doing next. Definitely Deadpool. I'm not sure what your interest in the Kevin Costner movie is, if any.
I am interested in it, but I mean, the thing with it doing like a two-parter thing, I don't think I can go watch a movie and then wait on a cliffhanger. I think Enzo has kind of ruined me for that. Like, I've already been, I think I'm more siding, I hate to say it, I think I'm more siding with Enzo with the whole, I don't want to leave things unfinished, because God forbid they don't finish the other film. I can't do that, man. I can't deal with that. It's already bad enough I'm waiting on Yellow Jackets and From to finish. Like, I can't, it's got to be tied off. So I'll probably wait till they both come out. And I mean, presumably they're both coming out this year, right?
Yeah, no, we're just joking, Nick. No, actually, part two is officially, they've already filmed them. Part two will be out in September. Part one is right now, but no, they're already filmed. Instead of making it a 4-hour film or no, actually, I think it's like 2 3-hour movies. So it's gonna be.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Pretty fucking long.
Well, it looks good. It definitely looks good. I'm definitely interested in it. For whatever that's worth. Like I said, I saw a bunch of previews. That might be a good low bar show, just doing, trailers of upcoming movies for the rest of the year or something. Yeah. That might be. I don't know what the rules are with that. How much we can show. But maybe we can show part clips and then let the thing stay on mute and then talk about what we think about the trailers. But I don't know what you saw, and I don't know if they have the same trailers, but I saw like 6 trailers, and all 6 trailers I saw were movies I was interested in.
Yeah, see, June 28 is Horizon, or the first one. It's 3 hours and 1 minute, and then the second part is actually August 16th is part 2.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, so,
all right then.
I do know. Well, that's actually, this comes out a week before Deadpool. Twister 2 is coming out.
Hey man, I don't care what Open Bar says. Twisters looks good to me, man.
It might be just stupid fun. I mean,
Mahler, listen, the first one was stupid fun.
Yeah, exactly.
The first one was stupid fun. The first one wasn't Gone with the Wind. Mahler and them can cry all they want to. I don't care. That looks like good fun to me. And as far as I'm concerned, what's his name? That's in Twisters. That was in Anyone But You. That guy, dude, he's just knocking him out of the park. I think he's the next big thing, man.
So the Code of the Old in a Violent Way is a great representation of the fundamental redefinition of what MC are and why they exist. Yeah, definitely, man.
I don't know, Jay. I hate to say it, but that's a bunch of bitch shit that they let their leader get just shot in the chest like that when it was supposed to be a knife fight. So I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's something that, the whole biker code, but not just biker code, just any kind of gang code. I can't see
any kind of a friend code. A friend code. Jay, if somebody killed you out in Topeka, I would come out and revenge for you. And I don't even like you. But if you got in a bar fight and somebody killed you, I would go out and hunt them down.
So I think the ending is a good way to go. The old world and its honor code dies because the culture of MCs has radically changed. Having someone representing the new culture rejecting. Sorry, I didn't see the first part, Jay. No, you're right. I mean, I get that. I mean, I understand what it is. It's the symbology of the new, like, basically for
symbolism. The
symbolism of the old with the new, but just like Wes was saying, but all of his friends, like some of these guys, he's known these guys for 10, 20, 25 fucking years, and just I can't see somebody just kill my friend in front of me and 10 of us watching like, hey, it's like they all freeze up, and I'm like, but you guys are fucking bikers. But you guys are pretty tough and shit. And this guy pulled out a gun, killed one of your friends, and you're sitting there just staring at him like, yeah, okay, I guess we follow him now. But, yeah, I mean, I understand what they're going for. That part irked me, but
yeah.
But I mean, Twisters does look pretty fun, stupid, but definitely once you see this movie, Jay, or anybody else, we can have a discussion about it. Just like Toxic would say, the ending irked me, but
yeah,
it shows that the MCs stopped being about camaraderie and honor and have become a shit mercenaries. And that's honestly, that's what the ending 15 minutes are, because at this point they weren't killing each other. Now they're killing each other. They're killing on other chapters. So it does devolve into like a Sons of Anarchy in a sense. The thing is, I would say if the last 15 minutes of the movie was the entire film, it would have been a lot more interesting of a film.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and again, that's why I can't recommend it. That's why I wouldn't watch it again, just for those reasons. But I mean, for a one-off, and just to listen, man, if this is what introduces you to Jodie Comer, I mean, listen, man, go through her filmography. She's amazing. So
Definitely. All right. Cool. Now we killed a good hour. Thanks, guys, for showing up. We said we still recommend it, and if you ever leave a comment, let us know what you think about it. I mean, it's something I have no problem discussing this with Jay and everybody and Nick's whenever they see it.
yeah, we'll see what if Enzo wants to talk about it on Sunday. So I will have my new laptop tomorrow. I'm behind. I had Gone Girl was done. Unfortunately, that's lost, so I'm going to have to redo all of that. Download all that stuff again. It was going too well. I had too many videos out. I did manage to get the last Highlander review out. If you guys wouldn't mind jumping over and taking a look at it, whether you like the show or not, maybe just take a peek and see what it looks like, especially with Dudicus doing the artwork for the channel. Like I said, I should have my new laptop either late tomorrow or early Sunday, and I'll get that Gone Girl out, and then I'll be back in business, back on Tales from the Dork Side, and then we have our last June Gemini movie for Double Impact on Tuesday on your channel, right, boss?
Yeah, Jay was asking, is your hard drive salvageable?
No, it is not. It is not. It's gone. Everything's fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. That's all right. Don't worry. I'll complain more about it on Dork Side, but it is what it is. I keep everything spare. All the stuff I really need is in the cloud, and then my iTunes is retrievable, and it just was annoying because I was supposed to be doing this with Chris, but also earlier today I was supposed to be doing Get Shorty with Northern English Bastard, and I had to sell out them, and I feel bad because I don't like letting people down. So, but it's out of my control.
Yeah, you just need some good tech support.
Yeah, I had a tech guy actually take a look. I had a tech guy take a look at it, and he said the laptop was fried and there's nothing I could do. And unfortunately, I gave my backup laptop I gave to a chick who was supposed to help me with my my VA records and my boners. And now she's got a boyfriend and she's ghosted me for both things and kept the laptop. So Chris knows about that, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, man. That's all I'm about.
For sure. Well, did you like everything in your package?
Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks, appreciate it.
Good. Got a nice bottle opener in there too, representing KU.
I'll find out and see a part. Too much shit.
Oh, okay. It should be in there somewhere.
All right. Yeah, no, definitely. So Jay and Nix, we'll see you guys later, and I'll finish today my House of Dragon video, and we'll be on Lance has Band of Brothers Sunday or tomorrow, and said like Wes said, we're doing Double Impact on Tuesday, and then we have to figure out our July rewatches. So
yeah, we haven't quite locked that down yet, but I think I will probably discuss it Sunday and then get it locked down for that, right?
Yeah, he's like, I mean, is it a butt plug?
Yes, it is a butt plug. He was too shy to show the dildo that I got for him on live, so he didn't want to show that. But
it's kind of small compared to what I'm used to.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough. That's my bad. I didn't know what the girthiness that you needed was, buddy. That's my bad.
Right, guys. Yeah, we'll figure out our next film to watch. Hopefully, Horizon. We'll see how it goes.
I think we got a lot of options. I think we got more options than I realized we had.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll see Jay for Demon Slayer, and next I'll see you whenever. All right.
Is there?
All right. We guys.